Hey, this is Danielle from Black Business Boom and Black Owned Nashville, and I am live with Queenie Donaldson from Queen's Entertainment Group. How are you, Queenie?
I am well. Thank you so much, Danielle, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm happy we're finally getting to do this. We've been trying to do this for a while now. I'm really excited for everyone to tune in and learn about the event that you have coming up here in Nashville. So let's jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about the event that's coming up April 23rd.
Absolutely. It's called A Seat at the Table. It's an entertainment empowerment brunch series taking place Saturday, April 23rd at Hotel Preston. It's from 12 to 3. And I created this. I wanted to bring Hollywood to different cities instead of people just coming out here to Hollywood with no resources, no information. And this is my 22nd year in the entertainment industry. I'm a former network executive, and I've worked at pretty much every network, award shows. And my main job was to secure all the high profile celebrities for all of the programming. But also, I was I'm considered an infopreneur because I'm always getting people jobs, resources, doing resumes, just really using my resources to help people who are in the entertainment industry or may want to get into the entertainment industry or been in it and need to reinvent themselves. Over the course of my years in this game, people have reached out to me from all over. It's like, man, how do I get, a job, an intern, like, whether in front of the camera or behind the camera. So in 2019, I was really praying of just like, how can I help people outside of Los Angeles? And that's how I came up with a seat at the table. So I'm bringing Hollywood to the cities that I'm going to and helping people hands on. I'm doing one-on-one live coaching, and I'm also rolling out my entertainment coaching and business program for those who want to continue afterwards. But people just need that one step by step guide to even get started, and that's how what we're doing with a seat at the table.
I love it. I'm super excited about the event. And I know there's so many folks in Nashville that are just looking for that opportunity, to break into the entertainment industry. And this can really be beneficial for them. Let's hear a little bit about you and your story. So how were you able to break into this industry? Of course, you are in California, so I'm sure that makes it a little bit easier than folks here in Nashville. But tell us a little bit about your story and what are the things you were able to do to help catapult you into the entertainment industry?
Absolutely. Well, I am a California native. I'm actually from a small city called Fresno, California. And I actually play volleyball and basketball. So I knew I wanted to be in Los Angeles, but I wanted to be a forensic psychologist. I had no interest in the entertainment industry, but when I moved to Los Angeles and after I graduated with my degree in psychology from Cal State Long Beach, I was a teacher, I was a therapist for autistic kids, but I was also always around Hollywood, from the club, from the entertainment nightlife. I had people who were always in it, but I never thought about a career into the industry. So around 1999, a friend of mine was like, hey, you love movies. You're always, casting it yourself. Won't you go speak with Ruben Cannon? He needs a casting intern for a couple of projects. And at that time, I was a teacher, so I was working 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I was like, okay, if he can work, around my hours, I'll intern for him. And so this was late 1999, and I met with Ruben Cannon. Ruben Cannon is one of the iconic producers in Hollywood. He casted Oprah Winfrey in Color Purple. He negotiated the Lionsgate deal with Tyler Perry. He is, very, very integral in a lot of top celebrities' career. And so he hired me on the spot for an internship. It was non-paid, but at that time we were casting the show. UPN was the network, so we had Girlfriends. We also casted the movie The Brothers with Gabrielle Union, Morris Chestnut, D.L. Hughley, and it was fun. It was a great experience, and So I interned with him for almost a year. And then in summer 2000, he called me in his office and he was like, I think you should work in the entertainment industry full time. And at that time, I was getting ready to go to grad school at Pepperdine to get my master's and PhD in psychology. And I was like, well, I'm not interested in Hollywood like that. But he was like, look, BET is about to launch all these new shows. I think you'll be great. You're really good with these celebrity people. So he was like, go talk to Sheila Frazier and Yolanda Starks White. And so July 2000, I went to BET Network out here on the West Coast and I met with them and they had a talent coordinator position. Didn't know what that, consisted of, but they offered me the job on the spot. And so I accepted it and I started BET Network August 7th, 2000. And that's pretty much where my career started. I started as a talent coordinator, and my job was to support the talent executives who booked the talent. I did all the paperwork for the celebrities who were coming on the show at the time. We were doing BET Live with John Sally, Teen Summit. We just launched 106 in Park with Free and AJ. We were preparing for the BET Awards, Comedy Awards. So BET was explosive at that time. And so they saw that I caught on pretty quickly and they promoted me to a talent executive in 4 weeks. And so that's how I learned how to secure the celebrities, how to build the relationships. I learned everything at BET. And so I've never looked back. And I worked with BET off and on for about 16 years. In between our downtime, I was able to work at other networks, Showtime Network, Radio Music Awards, NAACP Image Awards, Billboard Awards, VH1, MTV, WeTV. That's the beautiful thing about Hollywood and being in freelance, because you can work at other networks and get all types of experience. And so from BET, that's where I learned everything. My
Yeah.
mentors, who I have to this day, they taught me everything, how to start my business, Queens Entertainment Group, which I launched in 2004. So that's pretty much where I got started, was BET, and just grown from there. And
That's amazing.
over the years, I'm big on building relationships and networking, and I've learned everything because they taught me, like, you don't just know what you do in the talent department. You got to know all different positions on the set. You always networking. So I learned that early on in my career. And that's how I became known as the Oprah Winfrey of resources. They were like, I was like, you call Queenie gonna know. If she doesn't know, she's gonna figure it out. And so that's how I became the infopreneur for Hollywood.
I
And my
love
colleagues, today I just got someone a job. Like, that's just how I am. I just love to help and be resourceful, because I understand how it feels not to have resources, and get frustrated, especially in the entertainment industry. Is very cliquish and people aren't so forthcoming of information. And I just was not, I was never raised like that, but I wasn't taught like that, from my mentors. So I believe each one teach one, and I'm just doing my service. 22 years later, I'm finally in a position to be of service and to really help those entertainment professionals who need that
it.
one-on-one guidance.
So I'll tell you, the main thing that I just gather is exactly what you said, is how important your network is, right? So someone said, hey, go talk to this person about an intern. Then he said, okay, go talk to these folks at BET about, a job. And so having a strong network is so important, and being plugged in to the right people. And we talk about that a lot here in Nashville, because we feel like it's kind of a cliquish place. It's so important that you run in the same circles. But just imagine that in LA. Like I can't imagine how difficult it is, it must be to navigate that and building those relationships in LA, and having you as a resource and someone to help, to give us that information is so valuable for those that are looking to break into that industry. If you had one piece of advice that you could give for the folks that are tuned in here in Nashville and are, young people, or, more advanced in their career, but looking, to really make a splash in the entertainment industry, may it be in TV or music, whatever it may be, what piece of advice would you give those folks?
Um, that's a great question. I would just tell them, don't ever give up on your dreams, and just understand that everything happens in its time. Me being a celebrity talent producer, I watched, I mean, for instance, Kevin Hart. You see how big he is. When I was at BET, he was trying to get on Comic View, and they paid at that time like $500. But
Mhm.
look at him now. He never stopped grinding. He showed up, he was prepared, and he finally got that break. So my piece of advice would just keep going. And when you and network, and just don't network just with the people in your circle. You got to branch out and network, and make sure that you are locking arms and bringing something to the table. And just collaboration and strategic partnerships are key, especially in the entertainment industry. Everyone has gifts, everyone has talents, and there's so many hidden opportunities that you can have access to. And that's why I created this. So I want people to know like where to go get these opportunities, where they are. Like you don't have to just like, oh, I only do this. There's so many other opportunities. There's levels to the entertainment industry. It's not just one size fit all. And so that's my main purpose of creating a seat at the table, so you can know what those opportunities are. So when you come, if you did ever decide to come to Los Angeles or wherever, you already have a game plan in place. You still got to do the work, and it may not happen overnight, but at least you're not starting from scratch. So I would just say, just keep going, no matter how frustrating or it is. Just keep going, and never
Yeah.
give up on your dreams, no matter what people say or think.
I love that. I think it's so important, that we just keep on enforcing that, reinforcing that, and I'll tell you, I was looking at the Genius documentary about Kanye West, and a lot of people have very mixed feelings about Kanye. But what I pulled from it was in that first part of the 3-part series of the trilogy was how he just kept going. He kept showing up. He was like, these people gonna
Yep.
hear this music, and look where he is today.
Yeah,
Acting a fool on a huge stage, So,
exactly.
he is, one of the biggest artists of all time, but they didn't even want to give him a chance, but he kept showing up at the office, kept on, grinding, promoting himself, and never gave up. And I think that's so important. One last question, and this is coming from Jonathan over on LinkedIn. What would you consider the top 2 networking do's for someone who is trying to break into the entertainment industry?
Awesome, Jonathan. That's a great question. Number one, the follow up. Everything's in the follow up. People always networking, but they don't follow up. You have to do the follow up, and always offer something. Don't follow up asking, for stuff. Offer something. Like if you meet someone in the networking, make sure you exchange, phone numbers or business cards, whatever your form. Always have something tangible. I know I'm a little old school, so I still like business cards. Also do a follow-up email and call. Try not to text. You want to, you want to make a good impression. Whatever you do when you first start, people are going to judge you on that. But definitely, I would say make sure you follow up and network. Out just network, like not in your circle. Again, find some new things. Like every week, try to network in a new circle. And just constantly use the resources with social media. You have LinkedIn and so many different platforms. Make sure that you are connecting with people, following up, setting up virtual coffees, whatever you need to do, but keep the conversation going. Don't just meet someone and then that's it. You definitely is always in the follow up.
I love it. And I tell you, that's where a lot of us fall down, myself included. I'm like, ooh, I met her last year. I was supposed to.
It happens.
That's
But
a
let me
missed
tell you,
opportunity, but it's never too late,
it's never too late. Danielle, let me just tell you, Ruben Cannon taught me that before I started BT. He said, I don't care. You always follow up, even if people tell you no, they can't do it. Never leave an email or a message unanswered. I learned that 22 years ago,
That
and
is
I'm just big on that. And I hate, like, I may be a couple of days late, but it's like embedded in my head, and I feel so bad, because life happens and we're not perfect, and that's another thing. Perfection can sometimes, like, people are like, oh, I don't want to do it because it's not perfect. I was, part of that thing, part of that group, until my business coach was like, no, you need to, nothing is going to be perfect.
done is
I
better than
worked every
perfect.
award show. Let me tell you, I launched BET Awards, and that was in 2001. Every year is something like award shows.
My
You're
best.
thinking
Yeah, yeah.
behind the scenes, if microphones go off, like live TV. People are like, it's not perfect. It doesn't matter how long you did or you've never done it. It's just do it. Just go for it and keep it moving.
This is beautiful. And I know this is a lot. You gave us a lot of what we are going to get on the 23rd here in Nashville. But I know you're coming with a lot more powerful information. So I'm super excited about it. Excited to be getting this information out to my network. Again, I've dropped the link here in the chat. I'm going to keep on dropping it. But the link to grab your tickets is official ASATT, if you want to remember that, official ASATT.com. That's official A seat at the table, right? So it's easy to remember. And you can go there, find out more about the event. It's going to be taking place here in Nashville, April 23rd at Hotel Preston. Queenie is coming and dropping a lot of knowledge on us on how, if we're looking to break into that entertainment industry, or even if we're trying to get our kids into the entertainment industry, what are some ways that we can do that? Because our ship may have sailed, but there are some folks coming up behind us that we can go get this information and help. We have folks all the time asking for agents and things like that
Yeah.
in the Black People Making Moves Facebook group for their kids. So this will be really great for the community, great for anyone who's trying to break in the industry or get their kids in the industry. So use that link, official ASATT.com. You can register and find more information there. Queenie, is there anything you want to leave us with today?
Yes, and another thing, it doesn't matter how, it's for all ages, all backgrounds, everyone is welcome. I have resources, and I will also be doing live one-on-one with each attendee there, because I want to hear from people. It's not just about me and all the fabulous celebrities and projects I worked on, but it's more of giving my attendees a voice. Like, how can I be of service to you? It doesn't matter if you're 18, if you're 50, if you're 60. I have resources and information for everybody. And this is stuff that I've had my entire career, and now I'm getting ready to utilize it. And that's why I'm coming to each city, because everyone can't just drop and just come to LA or come to Hollywood or New York or wherever it is. So I was like, let me come to the people and give them my blessings like I was blessed 22 years ago. So all is welcome. And also I want to make sure that I've got a special promo code for your audience today. So if they definitely want to get a ticket, we have a promo code. It's VIP 25. It's 25% off. Just a special thank you for having me on your show and letting me talk about the event.
I truly appreciate it. Yes, I love it. Thank you so much. This was great. I'm looking forward to having you here in Nashville. We'll have to meet up and have a little cocktail.
Yes.
But make sure if you are tuned in that you go and check out official ASATT.com. Use the promo code VIP25 for 25% off of your ticket. And we look forward to having you and again hosting you here in Nashville and showing you a little bit about Nashville and especially Black Nashville. Thank you so much for your time and for all the energy that you've put into bringing such an amazing event here to Nashville. We're happy to have you, and thanks everyone for tuning